Brother, so I know this is random to send this out, but I figured you might be going to be working on the bass lines before we get together, and I wanted to tell you this before, kind of to go over a little bit, but I just didn't, so I'm just doing it this way. A little thing that I do when it comes to writing like the bass fills that go over or underneath, the riffs and stuff. A way to know that you're in key and you're really doing it right is it's something I always do when I'm writing. Um, let's see, like to make a point, let's say the wake, okay? The verse of the wake, let's just say that. Say you're gonna do a bass fill under, in the middle section where before it goes to the pre-chorus or whatever you want to call it. Um, when you're thinking about the notes to play behind that, or let's just say you're doing, like I noticed you were doing fills there, and that probably could be cool. Or the way to always know is I always like look at the riff and you just use those notes. Like since it's the riff that I'm playing and that you be playing over, it's right. So you got of that it's unless the octave, right? So in that song, not the middle section because that changes keys, but for all the rest of the entire song, it's all based off that, right? So all those notes, you can make fills off that, and then also to make more notes is that you could always do the fifth off of all those notes also. So like a power chord. So the point being is like let's say if that's in the song, well then that works too. In this song it happens to work because it's actually there. But how about better yet is open. Well, the fifth of that is power chord. So now that note's not even in the riff, but it is because it's relative to it because it's a fifth. And the fifth works on almost everything unless you're playing some weird ass chord structures. It might not work exactly right. That would change it a little bit, but for almost everything it works. So it's like it's just kind of cool. Like if you listen to the bass fill that I did in the second, the middle before the second verse where it goes, the guitar's doing that, it goes, that's 7 5 4 2. That's all relative to the riffs that's going around it. Whether you do that fill or you change it or you don't do it or whatever, it's totally up to you. But that's the idea, is like use the notes that are already there because not to say that, especially, and it sounds cool too, that's cool and it works, and in some songs it really works totally well. But then you really got to know, are those notes? I'm just pulling that out of a hat, but like, are those notes the correct notes that go behind what's being played on top of it? So anyway, it's just something to think about. I just wanted to tell you that. It was something I wanted to explain, just something that I do, and I think it's something to think about when you're doing it. It's cool, man. Fucking that. And then, oh yeah, one other thing is really pay attention to the slides and pull offs, and because I notice a lot of times you're playing the riffs and you hit every single note, and sometimes, not everything, because of course the bass can hit more notes than the guitar, but really like a lot of those slides and things that are written in the riffs, it's important. Like say the middle part of Barriers, like that. I noticed you've been playing, but it sounds, it's more smooth. Like those type of ones you got to really pay attention to because those are part of the riff. The slides, the pull-offs, hammer-ons, all that stuff. Now I know it's a little different on bass, and there's absolutely room for the bass to strike the notes when the guitar doesn't. So it's not like across the board by any means, but it's just something to think. Like some of them, and also with your own things. Like nothing to say what I'm saying. Just think about the slides, and you don't have to pick every single note. Sometimes. Although sometimes that sounds totally awesome to have a bass thumping every note while the guitar's doing, there's totally up to each thing. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Can't wait to hear what you do, man. Fucking, that's it, man. Fucking A, dude. Just a little tip on something to say about writing, and can't wait to hear what you do, man. Fuck yeah.